Shalom, Kahalayim, Layahu Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well, and salutations and blessings unto the hopeful elect. Alright, this is a clip that I came across, and I recorded some of it on YouTube. It's called, the title of it is 1957 High School Debate Nigeria, Ethiopia, Ghana, and South Africa, Prejudice Part 1. And this very interesting point that this Hamite makes, who's from the lineage of Cush, right? Because you have Ham, and then he had sons who became progenitors of nations of the Hamites. But I'm going to play this clip and then expound upon it.
And their opinions about Africa.
They most certainly are. How could they be objective about African Negroes while they are prejudiced against American Negroes?
I disagree with you completely. I think that Americans are prejudiced for African natives and are very prejudiced against white people in Africa.
Well, I'm getting confused. How can Americans be for and against Africans at the same time?
Well, if I say anything, I'm going to confuse you still more. As an Ethiopian, I'm prejudiced against both white people and Negroes.
Did you hear what he said? Let's play that back.
Well, if I say anything, I'm going to confuse you still more. As an Ethiopian, I'm prejudiced against both white people and Negroes.
Okay,
So he said he's prejudiced against both white people and Negroes. So who are the Negroes? Well, when you go to this dictionary called the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, right, and you look up Ham, which we know Ham, the word Ham is Cham, which means hot. It says the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood, he became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. So then the question is, who are the Negroes? And you heard the Cushite, he just said he's prejudiced against the Negroes. Why? Because he's gonna, in the video, if you watch the whole thing, I'm not gonna play the other part, but basically he tries to say that they're from the lost tribe of Israel, and that they built great kingdoms, and that they're different, that they're better, and that's a thing that all nations, that they feel that way. It's only you blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, you think it's a rainbow coalition, but the Most High divided the nations. So he says he became the progenitor of the dark races, but not the Negroes. So that means not all dark races are the same, right? But the Egyptians, which is Mizraim, which is the people of South Sudan today, okay, because they got pushed out of Egypt, right? If you know about history, you know that Egypt was colonized and conquered multiple times over, after Mizraim was there. You got Ishmael there, you got Edomites, Hamites, right? Which, I'm talking about different Hamites, not Mizraim. It says the Ethiopians, which is Cush, right? Ethiopian is a Greek word, which means burnt face. Libyans, which is Put, that's the son of Ham that settled in North Africa, and then the Canaanites, which is the South Africans. So again, it says not the Negroes. So you Jakes out there, right, you don't know that the Most High created all nations were dark, but he divided them, right? This is Deuteronomy 32:7. Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations, ask thy father, and he will show thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. Now our fathers and elders, right, they're asleep, as the scripture says. Since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were, right? So we don't have that knowledge, Excuse my voice. I know it's pretty low. I'm overcoming, some sickness and injury, but I'm trying to speak very clearly. But basically, you're supposed to have those records. You're supposed to have the history. That's the point of the elders. That's why in the law, when it says when a man of a hoary head, or a man that has grays upon his head, you're supposed to actually stand up for that man, because he lived his life, according to the laws of the Most High, and he can instruct you. He's a wise man. He's an elder. Verse 8, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. Right? And then when you go to the book of Genesis 10:1, now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood. Alright, the sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog, and Madai and Javan and Tubal and Meshech and Tyrus. Now these are all tribesmen of the same nation, but they're still divided. They still have their own territory and inheritance. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz and Rephath and Togarmah. Alright, and the sons of Javan, Elisha and Tarshish, Kittim and Dodanim. And this is the point in verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. Clear. The Most High divided. So when this Hamite, he just said what he said.
Just in their opinions.
Right? He said, I'm going to confuse you even more. And why are you going to be confused? Because you people believe what you were taught in the public school system.
And at the same time.
Well, if I say anything, I'm going to confuse you still more. As an Ethiopian, I'm prejudiced against both white people and Negroes.
Okay, discussion.
Right? And they're probably looking at him like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? But guess what? First of all, they're not Israelites. They like to believe that, because on the highways, guess what? In Toronto here, there's a lot of Hamites and a lot of Cushites here. So they used to come up to camp and kick that garbage about, oh, we're Israel and we're this. And they really never blatantly spoke like this guy, except maybe one or two guys. They said, yeah, we're better, you guys are niggers. They actually said that shit, right? Because that's how they feel, because they know they're different, and we let them know that we're different, right? Because like I said, the Most High created all nations dark, right? But he set one people above all. This is 2 Esdras 6 and 53. Upon the 6th day thou gavest commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things, and after these Adam also, which represents the people Adamites back then, and Adam himself, of course, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. So that means there's other people there. Creature means a thing created, and they were creatures because guess what? They didn't have the law. Right? Of him come we all. Yes, you're right. Oh, don't we all come from Adam? Yes. And the people also whom thou hast chosen. So there's a distinction. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people, here's where it gets emotional for people, right? And this is why they don't like the Apocrypha. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and is like in the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Right? And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us, right? Because we fell off. We divorced the Most, we committed adultery against the Most High. So you can understand. We committed adultery and we messed up. Right? But that's clear cut, man. The Most High divided. This is the Most High is about division. You can read Genesis 11. When Nimrod tried to they made that tower and tried to be one people and one language, the Most High scattered that. All right. So I hope you're edified. I found that video to be very interesting, and again, you can check it out. It's, that's the title of it on YouTube. With that, I want to say Kahalayim, Leihaw Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who I learned this truth from, who rule well, and salutations and blessings unto the hopeful elect. Shalom.